Yeah,
All right, as you
it's
saw,
so mentally taxing.
it is incredibly mentally taxing. You saw the schedule. The first game started 2 minutes ago, allegedly, but we know it's starting right now. The roof is opening. The games are getting underway, so we're going to stop talking, and we're going to go straight to the guys who are giving us the cast. It is going to be a ton of fun with the salacious stylings of Paper Thin and Toby.
Thank you very much, Toffees. It is a pleasure to be back here for week number 3. And you guys did a great job, Matchroom and Godspeed, breaking it all down, getting us prepared for these first games. And Toby, we only got one day to do these first weekly, whatever you want to call it, survival matches for week number 3. But we get to see the exact same teams, which I think is really fun. It just kind of feels a little bit comfortable for us.
Yeah, and I think when we're looking at how the Miramar games went last week in the weekly finals, there are so many Chinese teams that I'm looking at right now because there's China written all over the board, and they were just overall, even though it wasn't only Chinese team that won Miramar games, just overall, if you look at it from a regional perspective, there were just so many good performances coming out of China, on Miramar in particular.
Yeah, exactly. It is a map that seems to be right now very well figured out by them. We got to give a little shout out to ENCE and Gen.G, who had some pretty good games as well. But for Virtus Pro, I think highlighting them because their normal drop spot of Power Grid is taken by MCG to start. So for them, they have to kind of find new things to adjust to. Circle very southern.
Yeah, they played incredibly well. They were one of the teams that I want to say I was the most impressed by. Not that I didn't know they could deliver, but it was one of those I don't expect it, but I hope to see it happen. And they did. Many of the situations where other ENCE teams, I was going to say, but others, like earlier on ENCE, they would have maybe not gone out and done well. They did, especially in this area we're seeing right now where Tank is getting pulled off on by STK. ENCE had a great win, and now that's going to be 2 down. Tank gets the double. Aelor and Purdy both gone down, gets the double flush in there as well, and with the circle going down towards the south, that is a needed flush because they have to get going instantly, trying to get a spot before everyone else does.
What a highlight reel moment for him. Now let's move over to Gen.G and TSG. They have to fight this out. Peng has a great angle. They're going to trade out. Peng finds another. On to Loki. Coming up behind him, though, is Anonix, saving Gen.G's bacon. Now there's Volleybear up on the hill. Gen.G scrambling to see if they can get to their fallen teammate. Yeah, Gen.G is scrambling to get the reses and buy time to get their team back to full health, but get everything going, and that kill does fall to Mexi. But again, weekly survival, all that matters is that you get the win, so it's okay to let other teams steal those flushes this time around. For Gen.G, no hurry to do anything other than really focus on getting everybody alive, getting everybody full health. They're able to do it. GEX finds Forever. Yan Li, though, going to get taken down by Crazy. The rest of GEX trailing pretty far behind this, not really in a position to support him just yet. Forever does end up falling as well for 4 a.m. So kind of an odd situation that these two teams find themselves in.
I mean, we are hitting phase 4 next circle, but yeah, it's getting pretty impossible to get a circle now without any water. And the worst thing here is going towards the east like this, it's going to be so incredibly difficult for teams to try and make their way into this circle. A lot of the teams that are going to be funneling down towards the south are going to be in trouble. And if you're Liquid right now, you want to get rid of Luke as fast as you can. Maybe even back off and realize it won't happen. They just cannot spend time doing this. They had a spot to get circle position. Now multi-circle gaming. They trade other teams are trying to push in front of them.
Yeah, infantry lining up under the hill. That motorcycle almost runs over Zhao Ying. He just barely avoids it. Ling doing a buggy, taking shots from TSG and infantry. MCG fully committing to this particular site. And look at this overview that TSG has, just raining with that SKS. But Nautica's here as well. Day Trade shows up, and they are coming underneath from the south, and this is an absolute mess. This circle, the horrible shift has sent a lot of teams down into this compound, and it is pretty dicey. And there's even Zenith that's lurking on the bridge, potentially a freak on top. And right now we have a bit of a lull in the battle, but I don't expect that to last too much longer.
Everybody want the compound from where they don't have to move. 3 teams sent it forward, and right now infantry are the ones in the better position. That was an 8 thrown forward. Seems to me like no damage will be done, and multi-circle gaming will be out in 16th.
Yeah, if any team can come out of it from this northwest side, it's going to be very, very impressive and still pull off the win, as a lot of teams are, like you mentioned, already centered up. And yeah, Buriram over on the east, but let's focus on the fight that is still happening between Team Liquid and Gen.G. Gen.G being very methodical, taking their time with this. Clib has been knocked as well, so Ibiza and Jeeves, the pressure is on them to see if they can defend from this Korean onslaught. Ibiza prone on the hill with his M4, gonna let some of these vehicles drive by, but Esther spots him out quickly. He was trying to be patient, trying to see if he could catch one trailing, pick up something that way. Meanwhile, CC has a bolt and has an angle. Let's see if he tries to pop off with it. And Luke 12, like you mentioned, he was gonna be a thorn in the side for Team Liquid, comes up, takes down their final member.
Had they dealt with him early, maybe there was a chance they could have rotated out of there as well. Didn't happen, and now they fall to him in the end of it. Luke will stay alive for now, at least. We'll see how much longer he's going to be able to do so. And in the meantime, Virtus Pro down towards the south. They're actually opted to rotate underneath the bridge. Now remember, coming into phase 5, with the little bit of water that's still down towards the south, we can theoretically shift straight back towards it. There's no rule saying that we cannot go back to water in phase 5 if there's still some in. So VP taking control of the south side of the road could actually end up paying off for them.
That knock from Edie, just in case you're curious, was about 450 meters or so, about 400 meters. But that is neither here nor there, as GX did get ahead of 4AM a bit. And now 4AM has caught back up. And for GEX, they were busy watching Gen.G and Team Liquid for quite some time, and this opened the door for 4AM. You really do not want to give these guys any hope, any breathing space, because they will shut you down. I say that, but CC with a very nice job working up with the stun and then finishing crazy. But now VP far underneath this gets the knock onto CC. Lou sprays with a Groza, finally catches the head of Mao Ye. That's going to put him down. Only Leo left for GEX inside of this house, and I imagine 4 Angry Men is going to be pouncing very, very quickly. He does do a good job getting some shots into Godby to back him off. Stuns, trying to buy as much time. Smokes in here as well. Finally, the Molly's going to land inside of there and catch Leo, and he is all but done. I think that's going to be the end of him here shortly. Indeed, 4AM finishes the job.
I was just going to say, and I hope the disc will break down this as well, like day and night, watching them playing last week and then playing the bottom 16 matches. They were playing incredibly well, finishing off in first place in the bottom 16. They had a really, really good couple of days, and just overall, I mean, everything it seemed like they struggled to do in the first week, they just got going in the bottom. Like, their communication seemed on point, their rotations were good, they didn't lose players early like we saw them do so many other times, and if that's something we can expect for them coming into today, they could easily make it through to the finals as well. Let's see Rilo finds no Adra. The fight on the east side has been brewing for a while, and now Buriram needs to push forward towards Oath.
Yeah, Oath has a pretty good surround on Buriram's position. Buriram has to come in through the circle. Oath has it barricaded with their complex. Edie landing some pretty good shots there. Now he's looking to go over to another one. My word, hits more shots onto Pat Caps, doing good damage with that mini, with that 8X, taking advantage of that high bullet velocity. And Edie has a motorcycle. So let's see what the call is going to be here. Is this going to be some kind of distraction? Is he going to drive around, or is he just inching up forward and keeping it alive? Indeed, that's all that Edie wants to do for now. Back over to Virtus Pro. Has found this compound after not completely finishing off Zenith, though. They don't feel like they could comfortably do that. They have to deal with what's going on inside of this house first. That grenade did not quite do as much damage as Batulans probably would have liked. Here come the reinforcements. Grenade upstairs. No one home for that. They just rush on inside. Iruzen gets the knock here on Anura. It's quick flush as well. Infantry still above, waiting in the wings for whoever wins this fight.
Not afraid to take a fight. They never have been. They're just very, very, I guess you can say, calculated with when and how they go about doing it. Virtus Pro, these buildings are so damn difficult to push in, but at least for now, they've granted themselves control of the bottom floor. The question is whether they're gonna be willing to push upstairs and up. We've seen so many. If there's a building, we've seen the most 3v1s and whatever, and this would probably be it. Will it be needed for them to push up at all? Let's see, the nade is in. Nope, Puchos does fall down, and I don't see a whole lot of ways he can get back up, as he does get flushed in the end of it. So it's just Flash left alive with none of the, well, flashes to his name.
Yeah, Flash gonna try to hold the angle around the bookshelf there. Oops. That was, oh, it goes Infantry who shot them. Flash gets one, not able to get any others. And Day Trade does fall, and that was a tough one for them, being underneath Infantry for so long, and eventually Virtus Pro decides that this is their best option, and yeah, and Anonix is just going to watch this battle, and for Gen.G, the blue will happen, but they're waiting for this fight to start, and then I think they're going to get involved, and indeed, it is going to be Anonix splashing into Diggory. It's going to be Esther who's going to get the knock. They're going to send it down the hill here. Rustin-Mart takes care of Pat Caps, but Loki trying to get behind, get a flank. This is what Gen.G really likes to do. They like to use these vehicles to make their attacks, then they keep 2 behind and send 1 or 2 in the vehicles. Now, Rustin-Mart does spot out Anonix, at least enough of him, but doesn't get any damage. Stuns up, Rustin-Mart in trouble. It's going to be Anonix's grenade that finished the job, and Nth is out in 10th.
Very smart push down the hill from Gen.G. They knew that going over the top would not only open a third-party opportunity for ends towards them, but also leave them vulnerable and exposed to the compound of a Freak of Freaks. So going down towards the east side, while it is low-ground terrain, allowed them to push forward, and now they're trying to do damage to Oath as well. 1 down already. There are only 2 left alive, but so are Oath. And as I say that, a card from the side takes down Balefrost.
Oh boy, Relo is taking a whole bunch of damage from multiple angles, and it's being very, very difficult. A Freak of Freaks now seeing what's going on just barely over this hill. So Akkad is helping out Gen.G a little bit unintentionally. Circle does kind of go north, so there you go. Oath is down from the crossfire of the 2 Korean teams, but Gen.G still in the circles. Now they have control over this ridgeline, so a great job being done by Gen.G to establish their position. Now, Infantry and Virtus Pro and Zenith all have to leave this part of the circle here, and it's going to be quite fascinating to see who comes out of this battle.
How and when does Infantry push out of the compound? I think could be very telling of who ends up winning this kickstart. Does find one instantly. That's Luke on down. They're committing to the push still. They're pushing further forward. Spiro ends up running over his teammate. That's unfortunate. Now Spiro falls down and returns to that as well. The vehicle does a big lob in the air, but ain't gonna matter. It is going to be Zenith, and watch out, Batulins. There's a vehicle coming, and now Infantry. They have a move to make. They weren't quite as fast on this as I thought they were gonna be, and Batulins knows there are people coming up towards them.
All right, here we go. 9 and Zhao Ying onto them. Bullying already been knocked. Good spray from Zhao Ying. Very well controlled on that barrel. Gets the knock onto Higher Zenith. Batulins goes down as well from 9. The timing, maybe not as fast, but good enough for Infantry. Luke 12. Hey, still alive. Aussie boy kicking and fighting, and he has a tractor and the northern part of the circle all to himself, so quite a bit of time, quite a bit of space.
And staying on the hill without doing anything is not something in my book. They had an opportunity to push down on Infantry when they were down here. They didn't, and now Infantry gets to hold them out. Now, they might not win this, given that they're 3v3 with a downhill disadvantage, but Attack All Around had a perfect opportunity to push down a third-party Infantry while they were taking fight to Virtus Pro. They didn't, and now could come to cost them dearly.
Yeah, you gotta be cleaning those angles if you're playing Edge, no doubt about it. 9 gonna knock Fit, so AAA seems to be busy rezzing, so only about 2 of their players ever able to put any fire or nades or anything like that into Infantry. Up and over is some kind of, I think that was a molly. Yep, indeed, it's gonna land inside of there. Here come more grenades. 9's gonna get the finish. Stunned up is AAA. JR's takes some damage, is able to prone down. I don't know how much longer it's gonna last. Falls apart. 9 gets the knock. Only 1 left. Just JQ, and he's gonna go down in Infantry.
Wow.
Fight to fight is all over the place. Gen.G finds Godby, takes him down.
Infantry don't lose a single player. Now they do, but that's to a Freak of Freaks. Attack All Around really missing a great opportunity there by simply not knowing when to aggress in that situation. 9 trying to hold off, will go for the res onto Xiao Yang. I'm surprised to see Anonix play down towards the south. I thought he was going to try and claim position over the top. He knows that he don't have to leave before Account will have to get out of the roof of the building. Now let's see 9 trying to make the run around. Not going to work out. Xiao Yang is there to help, so he does stay alive for now. Blue is on his back, though. He has to keep on moving, and now Freaks have to leave. And this, as you said, is working out perfectly for Gen.G, who are currently just waiting for this fight to brew, and maybe they can get themselves a third-party opportunity. 9 gets a count down to half HP, 49 HP and counting as they try to make the run forward. Now Anonix, he gave up the high ground control. That's what I was surprised by. We still managed to get EJ with the nade, though.
Yeah, a really nice grenade from Gen.G. Good timing, being patient, playing safe for now. But Esther's gonna get knocked by 9. Tried to step through, but gets spotted through the smoke by 9 of Infantry. EJ is down. Akkad on the spot, going for the res. Zhao Ying here Gonna try to go for some heals himself, as there is a little bit of time. This phase 9 circle does move rather slow, and Onyx over to Gen.G. So a lot of teams getting ready, getting set for the final moments that are just about to be happening. Nine and Zhao still with a lot of smokes in their way, trying to keep track of what Afrika is doing. Some good shots into Akkad, but Akkad has enough of a lip in front of him to prone behind it. Zhao almost gets the knock. Akkad escapes with a sliver of health there. And oh, this time he comes up and over, catches EJ. In fact, EJ gets 9. Akari trying to return the favor. Nowhere left for him to run behind, except behind that box. And Onyx stepping up. This is absolute chaos. And Onyx gonna get 9 here. Zhao very hurt, very bruised, but Infantry still kicking. And now EJ, he is knocked again. 9. Oh boy, this is all over the place. Back and forth. Everybody fighting time to rest. Finally, Infantry does go down to Gen.G, EJ, Hansia, Hikari. Ooh, Hikari's knocked. Gen.G has an opening here. They have 2 left. They're looking really strong on the side, and Onyx is gonna do it. Gen.G is gonna get the win.
What a game. Gen.G did everything they possibly could to say, Infantry, come on, do something. Take them down. We're giving you the space.
All my life I want money and power, respect my mind, no die from last shot. I pray my dick get big as the Apple Tower, so I can fuck the world for 72 hours. Goddamn,